That's also why Peter Thiel is who he is, because he saw that in 2000. Imagine, what it takes to come out of the 2012 election to be honestly totally contrarian to the entire national mood and this entire theory of Obama-esque star politics and say, no, you need somebody who runs that.
Well, we'll never know, and I love this kind of Mike Tyson versus Muhammad Ali. I still think I would have loved to see.
I agree.
And first of all, Obama versus Trump in 2008, Obama wins hands down.
Well, yes, definitely.
So I love how this is a boxing punch.
Yeah.
Now, when 2016, Obama has a bunch of, he's Iraq and Afghanistan.
He's vulnerable. I'll tell you why. DACA. That's what nobody ever talks about. The Obama-Trump thing. Don't forget, Obama takes his 2012 victory, basically says, oh, the GOP did not agree with me on immigration, and then he does DACA and he legalizes, X million in a number of illegal immigrants who are brought here as children. That also fundamentally changed the immigration consensus on the Republican side because they were like, wait, holy shit, you can just do that? Because we don't agree with that at all. And that really ignited the base as well. So I'm not sure. I mean, a moment I think about a lot with Trump, just like being able to unleash the rage of the Republican base is in the 2012 debate, Candy Crowley was the moderator with Mitt Romney, and she fact-checked things. This was when fact-checking was shocking. And she said something about Benghazi, and she was like, no, he did say that. She, corrected Romney on behalf of Obama. To this day, it's questionable whether she was saying that. But, and Romney was just like, oh, he did? Okay. Trump would have been like, excuse me? Look at this woman. And, he would have gone off. And I was like, and I think about that moment because that's what the Republican base wanted to hear. But also, it turns out, America had a lot of festering feelings from the mainstream media that it needed unleashed. And Trump was just this incredible vector to just blow up this system. Which, I mean, if you ask me about optimism, definitely.
Yeah, but don't you think Obama had a good sense in how to turn it on, how to be anti-establishment correctly?
I will not deny that he's one of the most talented politicians in the world to ever play the game. And he is, just unbelievable rhetorical talent. Look, it's a counterfactual. Would he be more talented than Hillary? Yeah, no question. in terms of anybody really, for that one. But at the same time, all the signs were there. All the signs for the Trump victory and for the backlash against Obamaism, kind of as a political project, it all existed. If you, like I just laid the tea leaves out there, from 2012 to 2015, in retrospect, it's the most predictable thing in the world. But it was crazy in the moment. I got to live through that, which was really fun, professionally.
I think it's unfortunate that he kind of let Kamala Harris borrow his reputation.
It's insane what this guy's doing. No, you defeated these people. This Clinton machine, you destroyed them, and it was awesome in 2008. What is it that why have their assumption challenged? And that's one of the worst things Joe Biden did. I talked about his arrogance. He was so arrogant, he changed the freaking primary system. He was so arrogant, he refused to do the debate. I mean, imagine history. How lucky are we, honestly, that Joe Biden agreed to do that debate with Donald Trump early? And again, that was his arrogance. I think we're so lucky for him. Because if we got to understand as a country how cooked he was and how fake everything was behind the scenes in front of all of our eyes. And they tried for 3 straight years to make sure that was not happening. So, it's still such a crime, honestly.
I've been thinking about who I want to talk to for 3 hours. Mm-hmm. That's why I bring up Obama, because he's probably the #1 person on the left I would like to hear analyze what happened in this election and what happened to the United States of America over the past 20+ years. I can't imagine anybody else.
Look, if anybody could do it, it'd be you. But there are layers upon layers of that. I would love to talk to you for real.
I think it's fair to say, when we talk about the great man view of history, I think you have a psychopath view of history. where all great leaders are for sure psychopaths.
Not for sure. There are many of them.
You're like some.
Yeah, some.
Very true.
Some,
very true.
I assume, are good. To be fair, though, most of the good ones are Quincy is my favorite founding father. Him and John Quincy, they don't get nearly enough of their due. They were some of the most intelligent, well-considered. They were family men. The relationship between John and Abigail Adams, literally legendary. And I think it's amazing, especially in the context of the 1700s, the way that he would take her counsel and into conversations and her own ability, and she would sit there and go toe to toe as much with Thomas Jefferson. There are some who are great, who are really, really good presidents, who have good judgment, and who are really good people and really think deeply about the world and have really cool personal lives. But there's also the vast majority of them, especially in I would say especially in the modern era, and where the price of the presidency extracts everything you can. You have to be able to be willing to give everything, and it's just that's not a price that most people want to pay.
Is it possible that some of the people who you think are sociopaths in politics are,
and at the end of she's done a lot of remarkable stuff for her party. I will say they played Trump a little bit. Last time around, they were they really got it. One of the craziest elements that I covered was during the Trump basically threatened to shut down the government, and actually did shut down the government for a period of time over a dispute over border wall funding. And Pelosi and Schumer, despite genuine mass hysteria in the Democratic Party, with even some people who are willing to try and to strike a deal, never wavered and actually $5,000 a day spots to build a set for 1 year.
this is the call
for daddy thing. How's that possible? So think about the dollar per hour cost. That's like running a jet airplane in terms of what they did.
You know what I want to know behind the scenes? Having got, and I'm not good with this, I get really frustrated when I should be, but dealing with PR and comms people can sometimes break my soul.
It's maddening. Can we not think about this? We need to pull them in to 12 p.m. with only 30 minutes. It's like,
yeah, that, but there's stuff like where to put the camera. It's not that I don't, it's not, actually, hypothetically, I don't even disagree with any of the suggestions, but it's like, just the micromanagement and the politeness, but the fake politeness, and it just makes me feel